It has been said that there is a huge flood coming. The animals can sense it. I've seen some act more agitated and restless than usual, as if they knew something was coming. It has been predicted that the flood will arrive 100 days from now, and I can't leave all these poor animals to fend for themselves and drown in the deluge. We need to build an enormous boat, able to house all the animal species we can find until the storm is past and the water clears. So yeah, this is 100 days building Noah's Ark. So as we've got quite the mission ahead of us, I'm gonna try not wasting too much time. So yeah, first off, we're gonna grab some wood. And by the way, I'm actually planning on making the ark out of spruce. Well, it seems we found our very first animal. So this guy is an okapi, and I'm wondering, oh my god, he's scared of me. I think he is. Oh no, maybe not. But yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna come save you from the flood as soon as the boat is ready. So we've got a village over there, so that'll be perfect to start getting some food. Well, look at that, guys. We've got some elephants right here. Oh my goodness. There's a tiger as well. Okay, I need to be careful about this guy, but I'm just gonna say hello to the elephants. I know I said I wouldn't waste too much time, but this is very difficult for me. Wow, there's a huge herd of elephants. I mean, there's actually other animals around, like bison and bears, and I particularly need to be careful about the tigers. Yeah, it's a bit weird seeing tigers and African elephants together, but I guess in this mod, all animal species spawn together. So I'm gonna grab a few crops, and anyway, I'll need them for feeding the animals once the flood arrives. This is so weird. The villagers look like animals. And I guess I will also bring some villagers on the boat because humans are animals as well. Wow. This guy looks fairly funny. Okay, so we've got an iron pickaxe and some boots. Is this guy friendly? I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, why do they have a tiger in a pen? Maybe he's not aggressive. I'm not sure. Now, I haven't spotted any vanilla animals like sheep or cows, so I guess we'll just go mining tonight. Yeah, I can't figure out if the bears are dangerous. I think I'm just gonna be careful, and we're quickly gonna grab this sugarcane. Oh, and I think these guys... No. Who attacked me? I think the Asian elephants attack you. Yeah, I'm not playing in hardcore, but I'm realizing I still act like I am, so I guess I could play in hardcore more often. Wait, there was some coal here, so I'm gonna grab some quickly. Yeah, iron looks really different with this resource pack. Yeah, it's quite funny, but this is the first time I have not crafted a set of stone tools before getting iron ones. Oh wow, the mobs look really different. And if you place a torch on the floor, it looks like a really nice lantern. Yeah, we can see the weather is already changing, so we'll need to build the ark as soon as possible. Oh, and we've got a rhino here, and I've got to say these guys are definitely one of my favorite animals. We've got a second village here, and I also spotted these giraffes. And there's actually some cows around here, so let's start collecting some leather. Oh, and I just realized the giraffe enclosure will have to be fairly high, or else they're just gonna suffocate in the ceiling. Now, let's quickly go raid this village. And we're gonna take every single potato. This Mr. Pig Human has some bookshelves. Oh, and they've got a saddle. This is perfect. So I didn't take the iron armor because I already have a full set. Hello, Mr. Mouse. Yeah, I didn't actually add a mod just to change the villagers into animals. I think it just came along with the zoo animal mod. Yeah, guys, for building the ark, I just realized that the spruce is really dark and the oak looks like regular spruce wood, so I guess we're actually gonna build it out of oak planks. Yeah, I still haven't found any sheep, so I'm gonna keep looking, and if we don't find any, it's no big deal. I can just go mining for the night. What are these little guys? They're so cute. Oh, and basically to actually get the animals in the boat, I can capture them with a net, but they have to be sleeping, so I guess we'll do it at nighttime. Yeah, I'm trying to find an opening in the ground, but I just realized I could start getting some string from spiders because I'll need some for making a net. Oh, and perfect, we've got a cave here. So this block is actually granite, and it looks so good, so I feel it would make great flooring for the boat. Yeah, I just realized instead of finding sheep, I could just spend the night hunting spiders. Yeah, the creepers blend in so well with the grass. So do you know what? As we've got a fair bit of food and some armor, we might as well start looking for a place to build the boat. Okay, so we've got a small problem because there's an ocean monument right here, so I think we'll be better off going a bit further. Oh, and look at that. We've got some hippos. I mean, hippos in an oak forest is a bit weird. But yeah, guys, don't question too much the biome logic of this mod because there is none. So I'm not sure if they are friendly. I know IRL, they are one of the most dangerous animals, so we'll be careful. So we're gonna be careful, but they are definitely another animal I find amazing. And we've got a moose here. I'm not gonna get too close. Why are there some mushrooms growing in trees? And here we have a little... Okay. I was gonna say here we have a little eagle, but I guess these guys don't like when you approach them. So I was thinking we could maybe build the ark off the shore here. And I know I don't actually need to build the ark in water because everything will get submerged. But yeah, I think it's a bit more fun building a boat in water rather than on land. So I found the perfect spot. We're gonna build it just off the shore here. And I guess now it's high time to start collecting some oak wood. Oh, actually, I think these guys might be Tasmanian devils. So as the night is falling and my inventory is full to the brim, we're gonna build a little dirt hut in the hill here. So I used the string I had to make some wool and crafted a bed. Okay, so here is my very cozy dirt hut, very spacious as well. As I used up all my string for the bed, I'm actually gonna head out again to hunt some spiders. That skeleton is attacking the elephant. Oh my god. Oh no, this is chaos. This is absolute chaos. So now let's quickly craft a net. And I'm gonna make the most of the fact some of the animals are still sleeping to show you what we can do. So basically it wouldn't work on the ones that are awake. They would just attack me, but here I can grab... No. I thought he was sleeping. What? Wait, I'm gonna try on this one? What? I don't understand. No. I thought you could get them at night. I'm so confused. Oh my goodness. That was a close one. Yeah, I'm confused. I thought you could get them at nighttime. So either you can't or it was just the morning and it didn't count as the night anymore. So yeah, I think we're gonna start collecting stuff for making a tranquilizer gun because there I looked very ridiculous. I was so sure of myself, but it didn't go as planned. Oh dear. A creeper just exploded the front of my dirt hut. I'm actually not that angry because I took a small break and I forgot to start recording again, so that kind of woke me up. Oh dear, and we've got another one. Oh my god, he's stuck. No. Come in the water. There we go. Perfect. And of course, our main source of food will be potatoes. We're once again going to collect loads of wood, so let's have a quick fact while we're doing that. So as we've seen a couple Tasmanian devils running around, let's learn a bit more about them. So they are the largest carnivorous marsupials in the world. As you may have guessed, Tasmanian devils live in Tasmania, which is a large island just south of Australia. In fact, Tasmania is the only place where they are found in the wild. So they are basically endemic, which means that they are native and restricted to a certain place. That night, I was finally able to sleep in a nice warm bed, and then on the morning of day 4, it was time to start building the ark. So we're actually going to start building slightly away from the shoreline so that the boat is completely surrounded by water. Okay, so here should be good, and now let's start building up to the surface. Okay, so here will be the front of the boat, and it's going to be quite high, so let's start piling up. And now it's time to start tracing the outline. Once the entire outline was done, I started filling in the two ends with oak planks. By the way, in the center, we will have a huge house, and inside there will be a staircase going down to the lower part of the boat where all the animals will be. By the way, the Asian elephant is the largest living land animal in Asia and the second largest living elephant in the world. They frequently inhabit grasslands and tropical forests, and they can eat about 150 kilograms of vegetation per per day. Building this boat obviously requires a ton of wood, and I'm realizing it's gonna take me ages to get all the wood I need. So I guess we need to shift our focus a bit on maybe getting some diamonds, and also we need to set up an enchanting area to be able to get efficiency for my tools. Oh my goodness. There's some orcas. Yeah, obviously we won't actually be saving the aquatic animals. And there's a shark. Okay, I need to be careful about these guys. So yeah, tonight we're gonna start a mine over here. While strip mining, I managed to find my first 3 diamonds, and further off I found a cave, so I killed off a couple mobs and continued mining a bunch of ores like lapis, iron, coal, and gold. I also found 2 more diamonds and decided I had enough for the moment, so I made my way back up. So first off today, we're gonna craft a diamond pickaxe, and I'm also gonna get a water bucket so that we can start getting obsidian. And with that, we can craft the enchanting table. So I'm gonna build the portal around here, but I actually don't need to light it up yet because I don't have enough bookshelves for the enchanting area. So we're gonna set off to find some leather and sugarcane. Oh, and that's my friend. That wasn't very happy that I tried getting him in my net. I'm really sorry, mister. Oh dear, I actually missed these potatoes. So I'm quickly gonna get them. Excuse me, mister. I started off day 10 by harvesting some sugarcane by the river bank. Oh, look at that. We've got a little beaver. I wish I had some trank darts on me so that we could bring him back as a pet, but I guess it'll have to wait. I could craft a gun already. Oh, and for the darts, I need to get some poisonous potatoes, so we'll make a farm as soon as I get back. I spotted a rattlesnake slithering about in the grass, and then I hunted a couple more cows. So I saw that you could get leather from animal furs, but I didn't want to kill a tiger just for getting one piece of leather. And anyway, there was a village right behind, so I collected all the crops I could find and also all the bookshelves they had. There's a whole bunch of animals we haven't seen before. So we've got this funny looking owl that walks in a strange way. And where did the other guy go? Oh, I forgot this potato. Very important. Oh, there he is. What is this? I thought it was a kiwi bird, but no. So I think they are a short-beaked echidna, whatever that is. And I think they live in Tasmania and Australia. We, of course, won't forget these little guys on the ark. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but I'm constantly wary of dinosaurs, even though there aren't any in this world. I just got so used to it in my last video that sometimes I'm like, oh my god, Tootsie, be careful. There might be a carno somewhere. Yeah, I'm a bit stressed for nothing sometimes. Okay, so I think we might as well head back because anyway, I've got enough books for making the enchanting area, so I'll just need to get some wood for crafting the bookshelves. Oh, and by the way, to say sorry to this guy, he of course has been chosen to go on the ark. Basically, I think I'm gonna take 2 animals of each species because of course we can't bring 100 elephants on the boat. Even though of course I wish I could save everyone, but we obviously can't. Yeah, that is one big boat we're gonna build. I used up all the oak we had, so let's get a bit more. We're making the enchanting area over here for the moment, but of course, once the boat is done, we're gonna move everything over. We still need to get some extra levels, so it's time to light up the portal. Oh, and right before we head in, I'm actually gonna refresh the table a bit so that we can get fortune 3 for the pickaxe. Okay, perfect. We've got it. So let's pop inside of here. Oh my god, why do I have to spawn in the worst area ever? Yeah, I even forgot to take some building blocks, so let's head back in the overworld. Oh, and right before I forget, let's make a small potato crop farm to try and get some poisonous ones for making darts. I took a couple stacks of cobblestone and headed back into the Nether. I first added some walls around the portal, and then I built a bridge over to the nearest nether waste biome. And by the way, this is indeed netherrack. Honestly, it looks so weird, but we're here for the quartz, so let's get mining. To not get too bored with the quartz mining, let's have a fact on bears. Grizzly bears are powerful, top of the food chain predators, and yet most of their diet consists of nuts, berries, and fruit. And despite their impressive size, they can actually run at 30 miles an hour. So first off today, we're gonna enchant the pickaxe with fortune 3. I just realized I don't have a bow, so we're quickly gonna craft one. So I think now we're gonna head back down, strip mining, so that I can get some diamonds for making an axe. Now, a fascinating fact I found on polar bears is that they can constantly swim for days at a time. Their large paws are specially adapted for swimming, and they use them to paddle through the water. And by the way, they can reach speeds of up to 6 miles per hour while swimming. So I managed to find a diamond vein, and I got 8 diamonds from it. I was therefore able to craft a diamond axe, and as I could get efficiency 4, I headed back in the Nether to mine some quartz. That night, I returned to the overworld and enchanted my diamond axe with efficiency 4. On day 15, it was time to chop down loads of wood for the boat, which wasn't necessarily the most entertaining part of this video. I got randomly hit by the Tasmanian devil, which literally was the most dramatic moment of the day, and on day 16, I did the exact same thing and also wasted some time staring at animals, as Tootsie always does. But yeah, I had now collected a fair few stacks of wood, so it was time to dive into the building. So what we need to do is gradually build down to make the hull of the boat. To stay cool in the African heat, hippos spend most of their day in rivers and lakes. Their eyes, nose, and ears are located on the top of their head, which means they can see and breathe while submerged in water. What's more, these awesome creatures sweat an oily red liquid which helps protect their skin from drying out and acts as sunblock. Despite their enormous size, hippos are great swimmers and can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes underwater. When completely submerged, their ears and nostrils fold shut to keep water out. And now we're gonna make a very logical switch to the beaver. Yes, this makes no sense, but I wanted to do some facts about beavers, so this is how it's gonna go. Well, I mean, they are semi-aquatic as well, though they are rodents and only live in Europe, Asia, and North America. Beavers have distinctive orange teeth due to iron in their enamel, which makes their teeth strong enough to chew through wood. These guys can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes underwater, and they also have a transparent third eyelid, which protects their eyes when swimming. So I noticed in the comments that some of you like when I speak a bit of French, so what I'm gonna do is translate the subtitles in English so that you guys can understand. So beaver in French is castor. Donc un truc que j'ai trouvé assez intéressant chez les castors, c'est qu'ils produisent une substance utilisée dans les parfums. Cette dernière s'appelle le castoreum, honnêtement je sais pas si ça se prononce comme ça, et en gros chaque jour ils s'enduisent le pelage avec pour qu'il soit étanche et résistant au froid. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this in the video because it feels so weird talking French in my microphone, like this literally never happens. This has taken me 3 to 4 days to build and we still have all this to do. I think we might take a short break from this and maybe focus a bit on making a gun and some trank darts. And also, I could start bringing some stuff over to the boat. So of course, the potatoes had time to grow while we were building the front of this enormous ship. So hopefully I'm gonna get a poisonous potato. I mean, I still didn't... Oh, I was gonna say I still didn't get any, but we already have 2, so this is perfect. So first off, let's craft a gun. We need some feathers for the trank darts, and I still didn't see any chickens for the moment. I have seen a couple birds, so in the worst case, I guess I can hunt them. I mean, this could be an opportunity to actually explore the lands we still haven't discovered yet. Hopefully we can find some type of plains biome with some chickens. So yeah, fingers crossed. Whoops. Oh no, don't attack me. Oh dear. I bumped into an orca and he was not very happy. Yeah, thankfully these animals don't hurt you too much. Although, I have to say the bison was quite bad. I thought this was a chicken, but no. I'm sorry, little bird. With all these animals spawning, I feel like the vanilla mobs spawn less often, so it adds a bit of difficulty. I'm gonna get this bird too. I'm really sorry. Let's quickly craft some trank darts. We managed to get 18, so that should be enough for a while. Now, it's time to tranquilize our very first animal. Okay, well, we've got the first animal we'll be saving on the ark. I'm realizing we need to make a way to head up to the deck. I think I'm just gonna add a bunch of ladders. As we don't want our bison friend to live in a net his entire life, I'm going to make him a temporary enclosure here. So let's drop the little guy in here, and as you can see, he is still sleeping, but he'll wake up soon enough. I know I name a lot of my animal friends Henry, but I really think it's a cute name, so this guy's going to be Henry. Oh, and look at that. He woke up. Yeah, Mr. Henry, I will of course get you a friend tomorrow. It makes me a bit sad to see him on his own. Don't worry guys, we're gonna have a proper staircase later on because this is not very practical. So as promised, we're gonna go get Henry's friend. And there she is. Okay, young lady, I'm going to do things the right way this time so that you don't get too angry at me. Oh dear. Oh no, she was in the water. Can I pick her up? Oh no, no, no. Is she angry? Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no, no. Oh my god. Oh, I am struggling with this girl. She does not like me. Honestly, I can understand. I have been mistreating her non-stop. I'm just hoping she will get along with Henry. Okay, so we're gonna release her quickly. There we go. I'm so sorry for being horrible with you. We're actually gonna name this girl Jane after Jane Goodall, who was an English zoologist and primatologist that worked a lot with gorillas. Oh, and by the way, I decided to add a little sign with their names on it. I really want to add some crop plots on deck to be able to feed all the animals. So for that, I'm going to need quite a bit of dirt. So let's craft a diamond shovel for the occasion. And next, let's quickly pop into the Nether to get some levels. On day 24, I enchanted my shovel with efficiency, and then I moved on to collecting some dirt for the farm. By the way, if you're wondering what this hideous wall of trees is, basically I planted them so that I could get some wood a bit more easily, but it sure does not look very nice. How did this guy get in the tree? I mean, if this boat does not withstand the flood, I don't understand. It is massive. So what I'm planning on doing is following the shape of the boat, and as they are a bit elevated, I will put some trapdoors on the sides. Now I'm realizing it's not looking very nice because I can't place like a second trapdoor here. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I should make the crop plots elevated or not. Yeah, it's annoying because I really like the design of these trapdoors, so I might just figure out something with them. Maybe I could put a log with a lantern on it and pretend it was totally on purpose. And next, let's work on the second crop plot. Yeah, the bison enclosure is a little bit in the way. I kind of squished up Henry and Jane, so yeah, they're a bit angry at me, as you can see. But this actually won't be for long because I'm gonna start making 3 different floors. So at the very top, we will have medium-sized animals like the bison. Next off, we'll have smaller animals. And of course, at the bottom, we will have large animals like the giraffes and the elephants. But yeah, an annoying thing is that I'm gonna have to use some extra darts just for moving them. So do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna wait for nighttime, and as these guys are in an enclosure, if they get angry when I pick them up, it won't be too much of a big deal. So they have fallen asleep. I'm gonna try with Henry because I have hurt this poor girl way too much. Why can I not get them? I don't understand. Oh, I'm so sorry, Henry. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna tranquilize him because he's a bit hectic there. So maybe the bison, I simply just can't get them at night. Yeah, that's a bit weird. So I'm just gonna extend the first floor a bit so that we can put the bison and stop bothering them every 2 minutes. By the way, what I'm doing is not very nice, but it is temporary, and we will of course decorate the enclosures a bit better later on. Yeah, I think it's more important to get all the animals safely on the boat before the flood arrives. Okay, so Henry can go in here, and then let's go get Mrs. Jane. Yeah, I just realized my net is almost broken, so I need to hunt a couple more spiders. And now I'm gonna work a bit on extending the middle floor because tomorrow I'm planning on bringing back another animal. So today we're going off to get the second species for the boat, and we're of course gonna get the beaver. Yeah, you thought I was gonna get the hippos, but no, we're gonna take this guy first. Now I'm wondering, could I just take the beaver like this? This is a bit risky. Okay, so I just caught the beaver in the net, and we've got a second one here, so I'm gonna grab him as well. Yeah, don't worry guys, the next animal on the list is... Oh my goodness. The next animal on the list is the hippo. Yeah, they were not happy that I took the beavers instead of them. But yeah, it is what it is. This guy was waiting for me and I didn't even see him. Oh, no! Wow. I got scared. I don't want anyone exploding my boat. Yeah, I need to place lanterns everywhere. It's a bit annoying. So yeah, the beavers can go in here. And next off, as promised, we're gonna get the hippos. I only have one net, so I guess we're gonna have to grab one, drop him off at the boat, and then come back to get a second one. Oh, and right before I forget, let's find some names for the beavers. So this one will be Kimmy, and the one right behind is gonna be Andrea, because a really sweet mum asked me on Instagram if I could name one of the animals after her daughter. So by the way, if the real Andrea is watching, I am sending you lots of love, and I'm really hoping you're enjoying the video. Okay, so let's get the second hippo. Oh my god, where did he go? He kind of fell down, so I'm hoping he didn't hurt himself. As we're gonna have so many animals on this ship, I think I might just go in my comments section and name all the animals after you guys or any name suggestions you give me. Thank you for this morning cake, Henry. I always appreciate it. Hello. Oh my... Come on, guys. I'm saving you and you're just attacking me. This is not the right thing to do. Okay, maybe they want some names. That's why they're not very happy. So I saw that a dad in the comments would like me to name one of the animals Ren after his son. So this is going to be Ren and this is going to be Riley. So I'd like to continue working on the boat because we still have a long way to go. But of course for that, we're going to have to collect lots more wood. So while we're chopping down some logs, I'd like to address something I see in the comments sometimes. So basically, a lot of you guys say that I don't post often enough, but you have to keep in mind that I record and edit my entire videos. So I do everything on my own. I do not have an editor. I have actually tried a couple editors, but it didn't really work out. And also, I've been told that my videos are extremely long to make. So I guess most editors are only interested in fairly short and quick videos to edit. I honestly wish I could post videos every week, but as I don't have someone doing half the work for me, it is impossible. And I also want to be satisfied with what I post, so I take extra time to correct any mistakes and make things as nice as possible. On top of that, these videos are extremely long to film, so between the planning, the recording, and also starting over sometimes when I get problems with the recording software, it quickly adds up. As for the editing, it takes even longer because I try to make things as nice as possible and not rushed or botched. So yeah, these videos don't take 2 hours to make like some of you guys seem to believe. Oh, and another important thing is that you need to remember that I am a human being like you and not a machine. A couple years ago, I was working every single day of the week from Monday to Sunday and not taking enough breaks or time off with friends and family, which is not a good thing to do, nor is it sustainable in the long term. I'm trying to have a healthier life-work balance, so until I find a suitable editor, I won't be able to post as much as YouTubers that have editors or do content that is quick to make. I really hope this makes things clear to you guys, and hopefully I will find a suitable editor at some point so that I can post more videos for you guys to enjoy. By the end of day 30, I felt like I had enough wood, so I returned to the ship with some water buckets and I started placing some water sources in the crop plot so that we can start planting some crops. So these crops will be an excellent source of food for the animals during the flood, and we will of course extend the crop plots all over the ship deck once it's fully constructed. Now, as we only have a quarter of the ship set up, I think it's time to fully focus on building the hull. I started off by gradually filling up the floor with planks, which, believe it or not, took an entire day, and once that was done, I moved on to the walls on each side, going all the way up to the deck. I noticed it was getting quite dark inside the ship, so I set off to the Nether to collect some glowstone for making these little glowing lantern boxes all around the place. Finally, it was time to work on the back of the ship, so here goes another full day.
And now all that was missing was filling up the deck so that I could walk all around it, and we will actually build a large house on top of it later on. So it took quite some time to finish off this entire boat, but yeah, it is finally constructed and we can now work on the inside. Now for sure, I would like to have a staircase coming down from the top, so I'm wondering if I should extend the levels all the way or maybe leave a gap in the middle. By the way, I have been a bit sick, so I'm struggling a bit with my voice there, but hopefully we can't hear it too much. So to start off, I built these little staircases going up to each platform and filled in the floors as well. I'm planning on adding loads of vegetation when decorating the enclosures so that the inside of the ship will almost be like a jungle style animal paradise, although we will of course have a variety of biomes that match the species living in them. A species I particularly admire is the lions. We still haven't spotted any for the moment, but we will of course be saving them from the deluge. By the way, lions are the only cats that live in groups. A group or pride can be up to 30 lions, depending on how much food and water is available. Female lions are the main hunters, so while they're out looking for food, the males guard the pride's territory and their young. Okay, so as you can see, I made this huge staircase going down, and we've also got some smaller ones on the sides that leads us up to the platforms. Yeah, don't worry, Henry, I'm gonna upgrade your enclosure soon enough. Now, the very annoying thing is having to put so many torches everywhere, and we still have mobs spawning, so I expect we will have a few creeper explosions from time to time, but it is what it is. So I think next off, we're gonna start making the outlines of some enclosures. Oh my goodness, you annoying. I don't even know where my shield is. Hey, don't hit me. Come on, guys. And I think we're also going to work on the enclosures of the animals we have brought back already so that they will be a little bit more comfortable. What I'm actually hesitating on doing is instead of making loads of small enclosures, we can maybe have just a couple very large enclosures so that I can add more detail and create some different biomes throughout the ship. So I crafted a couple signs and I'm going to start planning out the different biomes we will have. So right here with the beavers, we will have all the small and friendly animals. So they'll probably have a lush and cozy forest for the biome. Oh, and also to stop them from jumping out, we're gonna add some slabs on top of here. So for example, over here, we will have the African animals like the giraffes, the elephants, the rhinos, etc. So I'd like to go out and explore the world a bit more to maybe find some new animals and biomes. But first I need to make some more trank darts, so I'm hoping we can get a poisonous potato here. Sadly, I didn't get any, so we're not going to be able to bring back animals this time, but it's still worth exploring so that I can locate new species and come back once I have darts. I can actually make the darts with a fermented spider eye, so we might as well get some sugarcane. Yeah, I know it's not very important, but I'm going to start gathering some flowers and plants for decorating the enclosures. So, okay, you scared me. So are these guys some type of breakdancing buffalo? Yeah, I don't think we'll be bringing back this guy because he's an aquatic creature, so he doesn't really need to be protected. Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, the shark broke my boat? Yeah, I need to be careful with these guys. So we've got a swamp here, and I'm really happy because we can get some mushrooms for making fermented spider eyes. And there's also loads of new plants for decorating. Yeah, the logic of this mod is a bit strange. Like there's some toucans in a swamp. I don't think this is their natural habitat. Oh no, this one got stuck. Poor thing. I think this is a jaguar, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, but there's actually a jungle over here. This is awesome. And we also have a dark oak forest, so this will add a lot of variety to the biomes of the Ark. There's a lot of these guys. And I think we have some more rhinos here. It is so cute how they fall asleep like that. Yeah, the jaguars are pretty adorable as well. So I think tonight it could be worth it to hunt a couple spiders so that I can craft some more nets. Yeah, I'm realizing this is actually a bit dangerous because I don't have diamond armor yet. So I think I'm gonna head back now to do a bit of mining. So during this mining expedition, let's have a couple facts on giraffes. So the very first fact was a surprise for me because they are the animal that sleeps the least. They average just 2 hours of sleep a day, which is even less than elephants and horses. They can even sometimes get by with only half an hour of sleep and a few minutes of deep rest. On top of that, they don't actually sleep for 30 minutes in one go, but instead they take quick naps that may last only a few minutes at a time. And if you're wondering why they sleep so little, it is because of the many risks that they face in the wild and have to be alert all the time to protect themselves from predators. Sadly, many calves, which are baby giraffes, are killed in their first few months, even though the mothers desperately attempt to protect them. And I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise, but giraffes are the tallest mammals on Earth, and their legs alone are taller than many humans, measuring about 6 feet. They can also run as fast as 35 miles an hour over short distances, or cruise at 10 miles per hour over longer distances. So we have enough diamonds to make a full set of diamond armor, and honestly, I quite like this resource pack because the helmet looks like this really nice crown, so I feel it's quite unique and it looks pretty nice. So I managed to craft a fermented spider eye for making darts, but I realized we still don't have that many feathers, so I really need to start bringing back some vanilla animals. On the morning of day 51, I managed to get infinity from my bow, and then I set out in my boat to try and find some chickens. I desperately searched through the forest, but couldn't find a single bird or chicken. Now, I don't want today to be a total waste of time, so I'm wondering, should I maybe try catching these giraffes in a net, like once it's nighttime? Because I feel they aren't very aggressive. Maybe it'll be like when we were catching the beavers. Yeah, I'm still gonna wait for the giraffe to fall asleep, just in case. Okay, perfect. It works. So I'm just gonna grab a second one. There we go. And then we're off to bed. So I still haven't given up on the chickens yet. We're going to explore these mountains a bit. What? Is that a crocodile? A crocodile in the mountains? Come on, this is a bit ridiculous. I mean, what are these types of crocodiles? They have like a super long nose. Okay. Hello to you as well. So I quickly checked, and this is actually a gharial, and their long pointy nose is actually adapted to catch fish. Oh, and we've got... Oh my... Okay, I kind of fell down there. Well done, Tootsie. So yeah, I guess we will have to get some of these guys on the ship as well, even though they're a bit scary. But every animal deserves to be safe. And I will, of course, not forget the bears. Yeah, this guy does not want to be forgotten. Don't worry, I'll come back for you. Okay, are there any chickens? No. Just elephants and giraffes. Yeah, I did not expect the chickens to be so tricky to find. I mean, thankfully, some of the animals don't need darts to be caught, but most of them do, so where are the chickens? I would also like to find a savanna biome because I'd like to work on the African animal enclosure first, and I'm planning on having loads of acacia trees throughout the enclosure. Okay, we're just getting the same types of animals around here. So I probably should head back, drop off the giraffes, and then set back out again in the direction of the jungle because I feel there may be some warmer biomes over there. Oh, and actually, let me start grabbing a bunch of sand for the enclosure floor. Oh no, there's a shark here. Okay, I'm gonna try... No, no, no. Don't break my boat. Don't break my boat. They keep breaking the boat. This is so annoying. Yeah, I'm staying near the edge so that hopefully the sharks won't see me. Oh, and by the way, later on, I will add some extra detail to decorate the boat, but for the moment, I'm focusing on the inside. So I'm gonna drop off the giraffes here. As I'll be working on their enclosure, it'll be easier if they're not already in it. By the way, this enclosure will also welcome Ren and Riley. And that reminds me, let's name our 2 new girls. So once again, I looked in my comments for the names. So this will be Kristen, and here we've got Emily. So I feel like the fence looks a little bit too simple, and we've just been using oak everywhere. So we're gonna use a bit of this nice textured granite, as well as some sandstone. Yeah, honestly, I'm just hoping that the girls won't hurt themselves because they are kind of climbing everywhere, so please be careful. And for the entrance here, I made some birch fences, and I've got to say they look really nice. Now, I realized something a little bit annoying. Basically, I'd like to put some sand on the floor here, but, yeah, I'm gonna have to redo the entire floor one level lower. I'm also gonna add a bit of dirt here and there for contrast. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, so we've got the ground all done, and I also added a bunch of lanterns and spruced up the entrance a bit. So I guess we could actually start bringing in some animals. No, no, no. Please don't hurt the giraffes. Please, no. Yeah, these monsters are so annoying. Thankfully, I've got infinity now. That'll help a bit. Okay, so let's grab Kristen and Miss Emily. Yeah, even though we're missing trees and vegetation, I think the giraffes will be a bit safer in here. And I want to see if the hippos can get along with the giraffes. Oh no, I completely forgot. I need to tranquilize the hippos. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, Riley. She is so scary when she's angry. Okay, never mind. I think this means I really need to start finding some birds for feathers. So I'm heading back over to the jungle so that hopefully we can find some warmer biomes. Oh, and it could be nice to add a pond in the enclosure as well. So I'm getting a bunch of lily pads for decorating. I mean, I could get feathers from the toucans, but I would feel pretty bad. I guess if I really don't find any chickens, I won't have a choice. But first off, we're at least gonna try finding some. Honestly, I cannot wait to make the jungle enclosure. It's gonna look super good. And I also love the texture of the vines. So we've got another one of these long-nosed crocs. Yes, indeed, I forgot the name. Wait a second. Okay, it's a gharial. I'm really sorry for forgetting. Yeah, I noticed the animals in this mod don't actually hurt you too bad, like if you walk near them, but if you accidentally hurt them, they are a bit less forgiving. So I think we're gonna stay in this village for the night, and we'll continue exploring tomorrow. Wait a minute, there's some eagles here. Could it be worth attacking them? Oh, I'm gonna feel very bad. Oh, and he's sleeping. Look away, guys. So we did get a feather, and I feel pretty bad, but we don't really have a choice there. So yeah, I think we're gonna sleep in this super cozy house. I mean, it doesn't even have a door. How cozy. Let's continue the never-ending search. Did I just walk on a snake? Never mind. But yeah, we're gonna continue the never-ending search for chickens. Oh my goodness. Here they are. I don't know why they're so laggy up here. I've been looking for you guys this entire video. I mean, we're so far from home that there's no point for me bringing them back. But I guess I could just wait out for them to lay some eggs and then we'll hatch them back home. So I guess I can just pick up some plants while we're waiting. So I think to make things easier, I'm just gonna gather them up in a hole so that I can spot the eggs a bit more easily. Oh no! Look at that. There's a sort of dolphin, and they're not very good at staying in the water, it seems. More precisely, these guys are Amazon river dolphins, and they can also be called pink river dolphins, although they are actually born gray, and they slowly turn pink as they age. Male dolphins are strikingly pinker than the females, and the coloration is thought to be the product of scar tissue resulting from rough games or fighting. So I guess this one is a female because she's way more gray than this guy. I'm so silly. I've got a net, so I could just bring one of the chickens back. Yeah, I still haven't found any new biomes, so I think we might as well explore the ocean a bit. Yeah, having to avoid the sharks is so annoying. Like, why do these guys desperately need to break my boat? I really don't understand. There are so many of them. It's horrible. No, he's coming. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh my god. No, 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 no. I just hope they're not. Oh my god, this is so scary. Are they mean?
Are they gonna attack me? I don't know. We've got some really cool sea lions. Yeah, I think these guys should be okay during the flood. Fingers crossed. Okay, we've got a desert here. So I'm gonna grab a bit of cactus, and I'm also gonna get some of these dried up bushes because they will be perfect for decorating. What are those? I'm so confused. Are they like some type of salamander? Wow. They look really unique. And we also have some zebras. Hey, come on. Why are they so angry with me? Ooh, I think this is like a huge python or an anaconda. I'm not sure. I am very happy to see this. We've got some acacia trees. So yeah, this has been a successful mission. And look at that. We've got some lions as well. Oh, and I can't remember if we had seen these guys already. I actually forgot what they're called. Whoopsie. This is a pangolin, and they were actually suspected to have spread COVID to humans. But of course, I don't want to give any misinformation, so I honestly don't know if this is true or not. But yeah, these guys are pretty cute. So I'm gonna chop down a few acacia trees so that we can start getting some saplings. And we've got some more animals. I'm honestly wondering if they will all fit on the boat. I guess we'll see. So these cute little guys are tapirs. I'm not sure if this is how you pronounce it because in French we say tapir. Once I had enough acacia saplings, I started making my way back. I spotted a desert temple guarded by two very scary elephants. No, I'm just kidding. They were super friendly. I carefully made my way down, removed the pressure plate, and looted all the chests. I made my way back through the desert, and once I reached the plains biome, I decided to grab a second chicken so that I could breed them straight away. After running through the jungle all day, I arrived at the dark oak forest and spotted this adorable breakdancing koala. I finally made it back to the ark at dusk, and I set up a little pen for the chickens. So today we're gonna go ahead and add some acacia trees in the African animal enclosure. So we finally have some trank darts, and I'm gonna be able to bring Riley and Ren over to their new home. Yeah, I noticed when they're tranquilized, they're a little bit calmer. Okay, so let's see if these guys can get along with the giraffes. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to make a pond, so we're quickly gonna do that. And just to make the pond look a bit nicer, we're gonna add some of the lily pads we had found. I'm realizing I also need to get silk touch so that we can add some grass here and there and bone meal it to add a bit more vegetation. But yeah, here is what we have for the African animals. So today we're off to get some African elephants and rhinos. Yeah, I was just about to grab this guy with the net, and then I remembered I'm better off tranquilizing him first. And we're also gonna take this one. What is this? Is that a sort of turkey? So weird. Oh, and that reminds me, I need to gather up all the birds I can find, and I might just let them fly around the ship freely. Okay, so I'm quickly gonna get these two guys. There we go. And now let's quickly head back to the ship. So first off, we've got the rhinos, and we're gonna call them Enzo and Marco. Next off, let's welcome the elephants, and their names will be Phoenix and Penny. Yeah, I admit I am writing down all the names because we're gonna have so many animals. It's gonna be really tricky for me to remember everything. I feel a bit like a teacher on the first day of school that has to learn the names of so many different students. Now we still need to get the lions and the tapirs, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and I also want to get silk touch on a pickaxe so that I can add a bit of grass on the floor. And also the next enclosure we'll be doing is the jungle animal biome, so we will definitely need some grass for that. So we need to quickly refresh the table here. I went back into the Nether to restock on levels, and then on day 62 I enchanted the new pickaxe with silk touch. So as we now have some grass, I'm actually going to replace some of the sand with dirt, and I'm going to place this grass block in the middle for it to spread. And I think right before going back out, I'm actually going to do the floor of the jungle animal enclosure because anyway I need to go get some jungle saplings and leaves, and I will also bring back the lions and the tapirs. So yeah, let's switch to the replay mod. Yeah, I just realized I also spotted some zebras.
What are you doing, mister? Oh no, they can get out. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm pushing his big bottom back inside. Wait. Oh. Oh no, they can get up on the lights. I mean, one solution could be just making the walls on the sides here a bit higher. So we're gonna quickly fix this. But first, we also need to bring back some zebras. So I need to go collect a bit more string. So I managed to craft a couple more nets, and I also made some trank darts. So we're all set for getting the remaining African animals. But first, we're gonna stop by the jungle to get some stuff for making the jungle animal area. And look at that, guys. I actually found these gorillas. So I think they will go in the jungle enclosure. But of course, first of all, we're finishing with the African ones. So as this mother is with her baby, I'm actually gonna take them both. Yeah, I feel a bit bad shooting a baby, but he'll be fine, don't worry. So I only have 3 nets left, and I know I said I would bring back 2 of each animal, but with the amount of animals there is, I'm starting to feel like this might be a little bit complicated. So I guess I'll just bring back one of these guys. So we're gonna take this lion, and for the girl, let's go for this one. And finally, let's take this little guy. Yeah, I've got to say, they are super cute. Yeah, I'm really sorry if this hurts. Oh dear. But yeah, I am saving you even though it doesn't really feel like it. And that actually reminds me, remember the very first okapi we met, like on day 0? I had completely forgotten about him. But yeah, once we drop off everyone, I'm gonna go get him as well. So this little guy will be Thomas. Then for the mother zebra and her baby, we're gonna go for Lily and Harry. Yes, I'm sure you know exactly where I got these names from. And finally, for the lions, we've got Simba and Nala. Yeah, another set of names that we have never heard for lions, of course. So today we're gonna get the okapi, and we might as well start bringing back some of the jungle animals. Whoopsie. How am I supposed to get him out? He's just moving everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna try hitting it. Oh, okay. He got out. That was a bit weird. Oh, is this a lizard? We're of course gonna have a dedicated reptile area, and I think the biome will be a desert. Wait a minute, we've got these little guys again. I might just take them actually. And they're gonna live with the beavers in a dark oak biome. Well, it seems the okapi has not traveled very far. She is literally still in the tree, and I still can't figure out. I think she's scared of me. I don't know. Sometimes she is and sometimes she's not, so it's a bit weird. I actually forgot if I'd given her a name already, but just in case, we're gonna call her Lucy. Now, can I maybe pick her up without the trank darts? Yay! Okay. We got her. And I might get this eagle as well because I feel really bad for killing some. Now, do I need to trank him? I'm gonna do it just in case because... What? That was weird. Okay, is there a second one somewhere? Oh dear, it doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna grab this rat instead. Okay. Hello there, mister. Yeah, someone does not want me to come in. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So we're dropping off Lucy. And yeah, I think we have more than enough African animals in here. I think I'm gonna add a couple vines and leaves on the walls and on the ceiling to make the enclosure look a little bit nicer. And next, let's drop off all the new animals we got. And for the bald eagle, I'm not sure what I should do. Like, I'm scared he's gonna escape through here, but maybe if I put him like super high up, he won't move that much. So I guess we'll see. I feel having the birds just flying around freely will really add some life to the arc. So now we're gonna focus fully on the jungle habitat. I started off by planting a couple jungle trees, and then I started adding a bunch of leaves to make these sort of bushes growing on the walls. I also added some vines to cover up the boring oak planks. Finally, I bone mealed all the grass to give this nice overgrown look. So as you can see, the jungle enclosure is complete, and we've got 2 entrances on each side because there is the staircase in the middle here. And I'm gonna kill this young lady so that we can make some more nets. Now let's have a little look inside. So as you can see, it's very wild and overgrown in here, but this is exactly what I was going for. And of course, I added this little pond for the animals to drink. Okay, well, I guess it's time to rescue all the jungle species. And by the way, I went to have a look at the African animal enclosure, and How to put it? It's really hectic in here. We've got flying elephants and rhinos in the trees. Yeah, it's a bit hectic in here, but at least the animals will be safe during the flood. Yeah, as it's raining, the visibility is a bit low, but anyway there, I'm going to get animals we have already spotted, so I already know where to go. Ah, these annoying sharks. Oh my goodness. I mean, at least they're not aggressive, because that would not be very fun otherwise. I think we can start by getting a toucan. And next, we can get this jaguar, but the issue is, as he's in water, I think the trank darts won't work on him. So I think I'm gonna wait for him to get out first. Okay, perfect. There he is. And there we go. And now let's go get Jaguar number 2. He might fall in the water when I shoot him, so I think we're gonna get this one instead. And there goes number 2. So now I'm gonna get the rhinos, but as there's a baby, I'll need to take the mother as well. I'm really sorry, rhinos. And next, let's take the mum. By the way, Sumatran rhinos are the smallest living rhino and the only Asian rhino with 2 horns. Nowadays, the species only survives on the Indonesian islands of Sumatra and Borneo. I decided to spend the night hunting spiders in the swamp because I would need to craft way more nets for getting all the animals on the ark. Back at the ship, I released the baby rhino and his mother and called them Fred and Amy. Next, I released the toucan that I named Blob, and finally, the 2 jaguars will be Tim and Jamie. I am now realizing I'm going to have to find so many names for the animals. Like, we need to rescue way too many. Oh, and by the way, I feel like I forgot to name the eagle, so he's gonna be Jack. And as he's flying around a lot, I'm gonna add a door at the entrance here, just in case. I set back out again, so first I went to capture some Asian elephants, and then I also got some tigers. Now, I wanted to get a friend for Blob, but I didn't notice that the net I was using already had a tiger in it. I was just hitting the animals, and then when I tried getting this rat for a change, he started attacking me, and it was complete chaos. But yeah, finally I realized what was wrong, so I crafted a new net and I got a second toucan. So this guy will be Blip. For the Asian elephants, I chose Anna and Elsa, and the tigers will be John and Daenerys. So I first went to catch the breakdancing koala, and then as I was walking through the jungle, I spotted a large group of pygmy hippos, so I caught 2 of them. I also decided to catch this albatross couple so that they would forgive me for killing their friends at the start of the video. Finally, in the afternoon, I made it back to the gorillas we had found and caught 2 of them. Yeah, by the way, I did well to put a door here because Mr. Jack has flown down. By the way, I'm gonna rename this enclosure. We had called it the African animal enclosure, but I guess it should be more the savanna enclosure because, for example, gorillas live in Africa, but as they live in rainforests, we're gonna put them in with the jungle animals. Yeah, I was wondering, who is this? Well, basically the baby grew up and he changed color for some reason. Okay, so let's drop off the gorillas and we're gonna name them Patricia and Rebecca. Next off, I'm gonna put the pygmy hippos because I found them in the jungle, so that's probably where they want to live. So I brought back the breakdancing koala and he's gonna live with his little friends. And last but not least, I'm gonna release these guys. Yeah, I just realized I had told Henry and Jane I was gonna do their enclosure ages ago and they're still living on oak planks. I'm really sorry guys, but don't worry, I did not forget you. So this will be Spotty, and the other one will be Snowy. Oh dear, the breakdancing koala can actually climb. It's gonna be a bit tricky to keep him contained. And by the way, a breakdancing koala is indeed his name. So with all the birds flying around like that, I'm starting to feel like I need to make the house on top of the deck here as soon as possible because, for example, this guy is gonna get out any moment now. So the very first thing we need to do is stock up on stone, oak, and spruce wood because they will be the 3 main materials for the house. Once I was done contributing to worldwide deforestation, yes, I'm truthfully sorry for all the trees I've chopped down in the making of this video, I headed back to the ark and started tracing out the shape of the future house's base, and I also made the outline of the roof using some stone for contrast. The rest of the roof will be out of oak so that there is a color harmony
between the large house and the ark itself. While we're building, let's have some facts on reptiles. The green anaconda is a member of a family of snakes called constrictors. So they are not venomous snakes, and they don't kill prey by delivering venom through a bite. Instead, constrictors wrap their bodies around their prey and squeeze it until it stops breathing. The anaconda can open its mouth wide enough to swallow its victims, sometimes fish or caimans, which are relatives of crocodiles, and even jaguars and small deer. So as these guys can sometimes eat jaguars, you might be wondering, would they be capable of eating a human? Well, I'm sorry to say, but they actually could. There are more than 24 rattlesnake species, and all of them have a famous feature: the rattle. It is found at the tip of the snake's tail, and they use the rattle to warn potential aggressors to back off or to distract prey. Tortoises are reptiles that have large shells on their back for protection. Unlike other turtles, tortoises live almost exclusively on land, whilst most turtles are aquatic. One of the most famous tortoise species has to be the Galapagos tortoise, because they are known to live for more than 100 years old, and they are also the largest, averaging 1.5 meters, and some of them growing up to 6 feet. So now I'm gonna throw in a few short facts on reptiles in general. So first of all, nearly all reptiles lay shelled eggs, and reptiles are ectothermic, also referred to as cold-blooded. This means their body temperature depends on external sources, such as the sun or warm surfaces. But to quickly come back to the eggs, some reptiles can actually give birth to live young, and these guys are boas and pythons. Once the build was complete, I went to collect a bunch more sand so that I could make glass for the windows. On day 79, I started filling in all the windows so that the birds wouldn't fly out, and also the bad weather won't be able to come in. It was actually raining, which made me realize we only had 20 full days left before the deluge. I needed to cultivate some food for feeding all the animals, so I set to work building some extra crop plots at the front of the house. From reptiles, let's switch to amphibians. Amphibians are small vertebrates that need water or a moist environment to survive. The species in this group include frogs, toads, salamanders, and newts. All can breathe and absorb water through their very thin skin, and they also have special skin glands that produce useful proteins. By the way, vertebrates are animals of a large group distinguished by the possession of a backbone or spinal column, including mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. So by the way, I changed up the staircase so that it goes up straight because it didn't really fit properly in the house originally. What are these two rhinos doing? Yeah, honestly, I think I'm just gonna leave them there because it's quite funny and they're just gonna climb back up anyway. So next off, we're gonna work on the small animal pen. So as I said previously, we're gonna do a nice cozy dark oak forest with maybe a couple mushrooms. I'm going to remove the fence here so that we have a bit more space. In the afternoon, I headed over to the dark oak forest to start gathering up some wood and saplings. I caught a Tasmanian devil and a second rat, and then I continued chopping down some trees until the next morning. I also caught a couple owls and headed back to the ship. Okay, so let's start working on the small animal pen. First of all, we're gonna remove all the oak planks and replace them with dirt. Once the ground was done, I released the two owls that we're gonna call Errol and Hedwig. The Tasmanian devil will be Lewis, and the rat Scabbers. I was able to grow 2 dark oak trees on each side of the staircase because the ceiling was pretty high. Next off, I wanted to plant some mushrooms, but I had to remove some of the floor of the level above. So as Jane and Henry were there, I had to catch them both in a net, and then I started making a huge hole in the floor. I was finally able to grow a large mushroom, and I also wanted to grow a second one on the side, so I removed a bit more of the upper floor to be able to do that. Once we had the 2 giant mushrooms, I started refilling all the floor above, and I also put back the glowstones in the lanterns on the sides. So as we can't actually grow dark oak trees in the rest of the enclosure due to the ceiling being too low, I'm going to build them myself, starting by the 4x4 tree trunks, and then we can add a couple extra logs around the top to make them look more natural. The grass on the floor had spread, so I went ahead and bone mealed everywhere to add vegetation. Like we
we did in the other biomes, I started adding some leaves on the walls to hide them a bit and to make it seem overgrown. I also realized it would be a good idea to add these leaves at the top of each tree trunk to make it look as if the trees had grown into the upper floor. When I went back up to the dark oak biome, I noticed that one of the rhinos had actually managed to enter, but I decided to let him be because I'm sure he feels like a small cute animal inside, so I don't want to break his dreams. I moved on to the reptile enclosure, and the theme will be a desert with a bit of vegetation here and there. To start off, I covered the entire floor with sand. Once that was done, I added some cactus, dried bushes, as well as some acacia leaves for making small bushes. I also went ahead and added a whole bunch of leaves on the walls because I really feel like it adds a lot to the enclosures. So yeah, here is the reptile biome all done, and as you can see, I also added a couple vines and a small river with some sugarcane on the side. So first I went to get the blue lizards I'd found in the spruce forest, but it turns out they were actually iguanas. Later on in the day, I spotted a baby eagle, so I picked him up as a friend for Jack. And I also came across some Galapagos tortoises, so I grabbed 2, as well as this rattlesnake. Finally, I reached the desert and picked up the large snake we had seen, as well as the funny-looking salamander, which is actually a Gila monster. I started off day 85 by releasing all the animals. So the baby eagle is Bobby, the tortoises are Giselle and Arthur, the anaconda is Logan, the iguanas are Liam and Elijah, the rattlesnake is Hugo, and last but not least, the Gila monster is Chloe. I think I've never named so many animals in one single video. Henry and Jane are going to be delighted because we are finally going to build their habitat. Yeah, these poor guys have waited ages. I'm terribly sorry about that. We're going to make a nice plains biome with lots of grass and flowers, as well as a couple trees. Once I was done replacing the wood floor with dirt, I went out to get some friends for Jane and Henry. I got the breakdancing buffaloes, which are actually called gaur, and then I returned to the mountains to get some bears, a second rattlesnake, as well as the mountain-dwelling gharial. That night, I realized it would be a great opportunity to hunt a whole load of mobs, to stock up on bones for making bone meal, and string for crafting nets. On day 87, I caught some condors, and no, this was not actually a turkey tootsie. I also caught this cockatoo, as well as 2 moose in the forest near the Ark. I dropped off Luke the gharial and Sam the rattlesnake in the reptile habitat. The moose will be Charles and Sylvia, the gaur Ash and Midnight, the bears Paddington and Goldilocks, Bip and Bob for the llamas, Lewis and Camilla for the condors, and finally Bert for the cockatoo. And yes, that is a lot of names. That night, I returned to the mainland to collect some birch and oak leaves, and on day 88, I used my Silk Touch pickaxe to gather up some extra grass blocks. Now, for all the Canadians watching, let's have some facts on moose. These guys primarily live in areas that have cold, snowy winters. Their wide hooves act like snowshoes to help them walk in the snow or in muddy, marshy ground. When the winter ice melts, moose spend most of their time swimming in lakes and rivers to keep their body temperature down on hot days, sometimes swimming without stopping for 10 or more miles. The gaur, on the other hand, is a bovine native to South and Southeast Asia. It is the largest species among the wild cattle and can be found in countries such as Cambodia, India, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. So if any of you guys are watching from one of these countries, don't hesitate to say hi in the comments, and I would love it if you could share a fact on your country as well. So here is the grassland enclosure all done, and I will of course add some more animals inside if I find some that would fit the biome. And now for the habitat at the very top, we're gonna do a mountain style biome. So first off, let's go collect a bunch of stone with the Silk Touch pickaxe. pickaxe. I started off by replacing the floor with stone, and I also traced out some rough shapes for making mountains and added a bit of dirt and grass for color. I then moved on to building up with stone to create 3 small mountains for the animals to have fun climbing onto. For extra detail, I added some dirt at the bottom of the mountains, as well as some stone buttons on the ground that represent small rocks. So yeah, here is the mountain habitat all done, and I'm sure the bears, the llamas, and the condors will be happy living there until the flood passes. On day 91, I set out to find some more animals, so I got these funny looking birds, a second Tasmanian devil, 2 cows, and an extra cockatoo so that the other one wouldn't be lonely. For the names, we've got Jenny, Susan, and Richard, Daisy and Nellie, and finally, Charcoal. Logan was trying to get out, so I attempted to push him back in his habitat, but he actually went back in on his own. The next morning, I set out again, so I picked up 2 tree frogs, struggled for a bit when trying to catch this great bird, and I also got 2 red pandas, a second koala, and 2 leopards. On day 93, I picked up 2 spider monkeys in the desert, as well as some pangolins. Further off, I also got another tapir, and then on day 94, I dropped off everyone in the ark. So we have Grumpy, Tim and Jim, Oscar, Red and Ginger, Paul and Patrick, Leo and Luna, Jackson, and the 2 tiny frogs will be Blue and Fire. I felt that the center of the ark between the enclosures was a bit empty, so I planted 2 4x4 jungle trees, released all the cows and chickens to roam free, and I also replaced some of the oak planks with dirt. I started adding loads of leaves on the walls, which would make nice flowing vines running down to the floor. On day 95, I decided I would make some extra crop plots in the house on deck. While we're doing that, let's have some facts on birds. It typically takes 20 to 60 minutes for birds to lay an egg. Geese and turkeys take significantly longer, while many nest parasites are able to lay incredibly quickly. Cuckoos, for example, average just 10 seconds. Some birds are monogamous and mate for life. Some examples include swans, black vultures, albatrosses, and puffins. I decided to sail over to the spruce forest because I wanted to use the wood for adding details on the ark. So I started with the front of the ship and made this dark line going up. I repeated the process on the other side, and then the next day I built a sort of decorative curve at the front and a small point at the back. I also decided to redo the entire rim around the deck so that it would fit with what we had just done at the front and at the back. On the morning of day 99, I redid the rim on the right side of the ark, and I've got to say, it is starting to look quite nice. Now, the last detail we're going to add is a couple dark lines on the side of the boat to add a bit of structure and detail to the overall build. So the ark is complete, and this is the last night before the flood. This is it, guys. 100 days building Noah's Ark. So as you can see, the weather is clear outside, but tonight the rain will pour and not stop until the entire world is flooded. So first we need to remove this door here and block everything up so that the water doesn't come in. So I think we'll spend the day having a look at all the enclosures and the animals. So first we have the jungle enclosure. Right above is the adorable dark oak forest biome for all the small animals. And finally, at the very top, we've got the reptile enclosure. Now let's move on to the other side. So we've got the savanna biome that looks absolutely crazy with all the animals in the trees, and we even have a condor here. I don't think you're supposed to be here, mister. Next off, we've got Jane and Henry's enclosure, as well as all their friends. And last but not least, we've got the mountain enclosure. To make sure that all the animals are well fed, I made all these crop plots, and we of course have some outside, but I thought it would be safer to have some inside as well, in case the crops outside don't survive with the rain. So yeah, I need to make sure that all the doors are closed. And yeah, guys, I think we are ready for the big flood. I suddenly noticed it had started raining. I crept over to the front of the ark, and there in the distance, I could see it. A huge flood was rapidly coming towards us. In only a few minutes, the entire earth was submerged, but thankfully, all the animals were safe on the ark. A few months later,
the flood had finally subsided, and all the animals were able to return home safely. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun to add in the story of the flood and having to build the huge ark for saving all the animals. Now, I admit I probably forgot a few animals, but I made sure to save every single animal I had spotted. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel, and I would love it if you left a comment down below telling me what you thought of the video. And also, if you would like to share any facts, that would be awesome. I guess I will see you in the next video. Love you!